Previously, I spoke about an employee at Waitrose who was sacked because of the way he dealt with a shoplifter. And many people were on the side of the worker because he didn't necessarily do anything wrong or illegal or harm the person who was trying to shoplift, but because it wasn't part of the store policy in terms of what you're supposed to do when shoplifting happens, this is why. And he was told about it, he was sacked, and I don't know if there's been any updates. But now we have news. Shoppers call for Morrisons boycott over sacked manager, from a BBC News article online. Daft Bishop is not happy. Absolutely disgusting is her response when I ask her about the sacking of Morrison's store manager Sean Egan when he tried to stop a shoplifter. Egan, 46, who had worked at the Aldridge store near Warsaw for 29 years, was devastated when he was dismissed following the incident in December after he intervened when a repeat shoplifter became abusive. Bishop, who lives in the area, added, "What Morrisons have done to an employee after 29 years is disgraceful, and I think everyone should boycott it." The supermarket itself insists its policies on handling shoplifting incidents must be strictly followed, but the case has sparked outrage, with many contacting the BBC to say they would stop shopping with the firm. What Morrisons have done to an employee after 29 years is disgraceful, and I think everyone should boycott it, said one individual. According to media reports, a career criminal was convicted over the incident involving Egan as well as other offences, but the BBC has not been able to confirm this with the courts. Not everyone agreed that the former store manager was completely in the clear. A man waiting for a bus in the town centre said he had seen the story on social media and understood why Morrisons had acted this way. "It's a difficult one," he said. "Obviously, he broke company policy, but in many ways, that was his job." And then it goes on to more in terms of other people speaking and commenting, and he also does mention the Waitrose incident that I've spoken about previously. The sacked store manager is expected to meet with Morrison's chief executive, Rami Beyte, next week. In a letter to MP Wendy Morton, he said he understood the public interest and that the company had refrained from detailed public comment because we do not believe that this would be helpful for Sean. A Morrisons spokesperson said that the store could not comment on individual cases, but correct procedures were followed and subsequent reporting does not reflect the public facts of the situation. The health and safety of all colleagues and customers is paramount importance to Morrisons. We have clear guidance, procedures and controls in place to protect our colleagues and customers from the risk of harm, which must strictly be followed. We will not ask colleagues to put themselves at risk where they could suffer unintended consequences. In this case, once again, I understand what the employee is coming from, but it's not your job, so don't do that. Don't put yourself in the risk. And what did you get for going beyond your pay grade? You got sacked. So once again, I will keep saying this. You're working there over 25 years and look how they treat you. And you think that you're going to go over your pay grade to help a company that doesn't seem to really care about you. They can sack you like that. I don't understand. What's this new trend of, okay, you're fed up of shoplifting, fair enough. Go and work with the police, go and work with the government, go into different fields where you can make an impact to stop shoplifting and also to stop the reasons why people shoplift. But doing this, going beyond your pay grade when you don't need to, and it's causing harm and you're being sacked, is absolutely silly. And that's me putting it lightly. Why are people doing this? Your job, it's not your job, and specifically you've been told not to do so. So when you get sacked, you shouldn't be surprised or disciplined or whatever else. And of course, they're speaking now, and he's going to meet with someone next week or whatever. Only, it seems like, because of the public outrage. But if the job says you can't do something, then you can't do something. That's common sense across jobs across the world. So I don't understand why he's so angry about it. And yeah, you've been working over 25 years. I think 29 years it was. But you stayed there for so long because you followed the procedures. And maybe many other procedures, I would say, was the point of those procedures, why I follow it. But this one, why should you put yourself at harm? And if I'm not mistaken, I read somewhere else, and I think it says in this article also, that at one point he was spat at. So you're okay, why are you putting yourself in a position where someone's going to spit at you and they're not going to cooperate with you, and they're going to still try and shoplift when you don't need to. And then what do you get in return for it? You get sacked. So this should be a reminder to all people. It doesn't matter how passionate about you are about stopping shoplifting. You don't need to go beyond what your pay grade is. And if you really care that much about shoplifting, go into the policing or go into politics or go into other fields where you can find solutions to stop shoplifting and go to the root of the cause, which is why are people shoplifting? Okay, some people are criminal gangs and they're stealing because they want to make money and they want to be rich. But many people are stealing because they're struggling to survive, food and other things because of inflation. Not only because of inflation, but the greed of the supermarkets. But many companies, they're increasing the prices, but their CEOs or their top executives or whatever the positions are, they're getting millions in bonuses or payments or whatever else. But now you tell us you have to increase the prices. You do not have to increase the prices, so you can understand why people are doing it. I'm not saying they should do it, but do stuff like that. Go into it, not put yourself at risk to be spat at or to be physically hurt or anything else, and then in return you get sacked. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But people should not be doing this, particularly when you've been told not to do so, and then be surprised when you are sacked.